welcome to the SportsPro Fan Conference review, bringing you a taste of our inaugural event here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. We had an opportunity to focus on F1 and in particular their partnership with Netflix for their critically acclaimed series Drive to Survive. The makers of that series were Box to Box Films, and their founder Paul Martin told us how they worked closely with teams to get maximum access.
Very open with teams, and we were very open from day one of like, we don't want to come in and make a sanitized version of this sport. And everyone knows the politics are there, and everyone knows the conflicts there, and everyone knows that there's genuine stakes. You know, it's a multi-million pound sport. And so our approach was always like, if we come into it, we want to tell it in the right way. We don't want to shirk away from, things that you might be uncomfortable with. And we think we can tell them in a way that'll make it entertaining, that you'll see it at the end, and you'll see it within the context of the entire series, and you'll kind of go with it.
There is, of course, a strong link between Tottenham Hotspur and American football, with many games scheduled to be played here over the coming months. We were joined by Jamie King from NFL UK, who told us about the different stories that the NFL's broadcast partners aim to tell.
We're very lucky. We have Sky and BBC as both our broadcast partners that we work really closely with. So Sky is kind of the home of the NFL. We've been with them 15 plus years. We have the same kind of presenter that's been on the show for 15 plus years, who works out of our office. We have a very close relationship with, and that's Neil Reynolds. So they're really key for. We talk about them about driving our current fans and deepening the engagement of our current fans, whereas the BBC, on the other hand, is much more about bringing new fans in. So
a lot of attention, as we know, is put on capturing people's attention within seconds at the beginning of a piece of video content that goes online. But James Kirkham from Copper 90 is guarding against people getting too carried away with catching people's attention so quickly.
Listen, it's my perspective that I just think it's a worrying trend, and it's not entirely true, this understanding or thought that young audiences only have a tiny, fleeting attention span. I just don't see it, I don't quite get it. I think most people have commonly kind of said, oh, because of young audiences, we need to, they sort of can't keep their mind or attention on any one thing for any one length of time. We need to make smaller and smaller bite-sized content. My perspective is different. Yes, young audiences will ruthlessly filter you out if what you create or produce or publish is not interesting. If you fail to engage them, they've got limitless choice. But that doesn't mean they can't be engaged full stop. So at Copper 90, we're fortunate enough to have audiences we have 20 minutes per fan per week engaged with Copper 90 content. So these audiences supposedly have constant partial attention. A 16 to 24-year-old core age group supposedly can't stay on any one thing for any one length of time, but it just isn't true if you can hold them for 20 minutes a week. Likewise, my young son is 10 years old. He'll watch Sunderland Till I Die on Netflix, no problem at all. It's 38 minutes. It's generally about management kind of issues and sort of boardroom business. It's not exactly perfectly built for a young 10-year-old mind, but they're encapsulated and excited by it, so they're engaged.
Many of you will know all about Huddersfield Town's controversial partnership with the bookmaker Paddy Power. Now, the club's commercial director Sean Jarvis told us about a challenging launch week.
We revealed our kit on the Wednesday morning, which was the sash kit, as it's now been called, which was universally hated by everybody. So the plan was working.
Yorkshire welcome.
Absolutely, yeah. And then on the Friday, we revealed the actual kit with the unsponsored approach, and it was like my Christmases came all at once. It's fantastic. I became popular again. It was quite nice, really. On Twitter, I think we got the kit when we announced our kit in the Premier League. We had something like 350,000 unique impressions. When we did it with the Paddy Power, it was 6 million.
It was a nice twist having the face of AFTV, Robbie Lyle, speaking here at the home of his bitter rivals, Tottenham Hotspur. But he did make a very serious point about clubs needing to ensure that they engage with fans of all ages.
I still think these football clubs are missing out on a major opportunity, especially with younger fans. These youngsters that you spoke about here, that you were talking that age up to 25, they will become older. If they don't start engaging these fans properly, they might lose that generation. Simple things I see at football games all the time. You go to a football game, you can't even get reception in the ground. You go to send an Instagram message, you can't send it. That's very off-putting to young fans. I was in the States the other day. I went to Atlanta United. You can send any message, you can do. The way in which they engaged the fans was unbelievable, and you saw how many young people were in there. And I just think that these football clubs at the moment, they got to be very careful that they don't end up losing a lot of that generation. I think, it's all great now, fantastic. They've got all this TV revenue coming in. Huddersfield are making all that match, fantastic. But what about those young fans that are coming up underneath?
So that's it from the SportsPro Fan Conference review. If you want to find out more about the event, go online to sportspromedia.com and we'll see you at our next event.